reports. My name is Oyumi Ayimwera. Scientists are been charged to use microbiology in solving human and societal challenges towards contributing to nation building. The charge came to the fore at the 4th Southwest Zonal Conference of the Nigerian Society of Microbiology held at the Federal University of Technology, Akure. Joy Pius reports that the theme for the program is microbiology in national strategic sovereignty, security, energy, and economic development.
The Nigerian Society for Microbiology was inaugurated in 1972 with the aim of interacting, exchanging, and discussing research ideas and findings towards societal growth. It is a gathering of intellectuals in the field of microbiology for the 4th Southwest Zonal Conference of the Nigerian Society of Microbiology, held at the Federal University of Technology, Akure. The chairman, local organizing committee of the 4th Southwest Conference, Professor Anthony Unifadi, said the conference serves as a platform to discuss research activities and exchange views on the importance of microbiology in nation building.
We are gathered here again at this 2025 Southwest Zonal Conference of our society to present and discuss in our usual way our research activities in the past year and exchange views on the importance and relevance of our discipline to the development of our nation.
The convener of the conference, Professor Oluwole David, said the conference transcends professional engagement, describing it as a platform to celebrate shared passion and achievements in microbiology.
These interactions paved the way for career growth, inspired new research ideas, and fostered enduring professional relationships. Conferences like these enable us to showcase outputs from our...
Because we have some groups of microorganisms which we refer to as methanogenic bacteria, and they have been very useful to us, and we are now harnessing them to generate energy, the CNG that we all know now.
We can actually engineer, gather some microorganisms, see those ones that can actually be useful in biocontrol. So we can formulate them too and sell them like in form of fertilizers to also help in agriculture and in food production.
You can see people from different institutions coming together. We want to scale it up so that we can attract
of banks other than theirs. Additionally, the previous benefits of 3 free monthly withdrawals for remote transactions will no longer apply. Under the new structure, customers making withdrawals from their bank ATMs will enjoy free withdrawals. However, a 100 naira fee will be charged for every 20,000 naira withdrawal at on-site ATMs, which are located within the bank's branches. For withdrawals at ATMs of other banks, customers will be charged a 100 naira fee plus a surcharge of up to 450 naira per 20,000 naira withdrawal. This review marks the first change in ATM transaction fees since 2019, when the CBN reduced the withdrawal fee from 65 naira to 35 naira. However, the decision has sparked concerns that point-of-sales operators (POS) may take advantage of the new charges to increase their service fees, with calls that the changes should ideally lead to improved banking services.
I'm not saying it's too bad, but what I'm trying to say is it's just like there's no difference between the POS and the bank account, or let me say receiving money or taking money from the bank account again. So if they are removing charges close to 500 naira from the money you save, and you also want to collect money from the POS, and they are removing charges from the money you are collecting from the ATM, so it's just like you are using money to collect money. But they don't have options. Nigerians, they quickly adapt to things. If it's something that is going to benefit Nigerians, that is why they are doing that. The effect should not be much on people.
I will advise the federal government and the CBN to help us do an amendment into that policy.
Once leadership, trust is established in leadership, we will no longer have issue as regards any increase, because we know such increase will always be to our benefit. But in a situation that we don't have trust in leadership, definitely we will always continue to have, there will always disaffection will always arise as a result of any revenue, especially at this junction. So the CBN should ensure that they send out their inspectors to make sure that bonds that have readily been put in the commercial bank, they are for the convenience of the customer rather than hoarding. And at the end of the day, we now being at the mercy of the POS users.
Economic experts believe that the regulations will improve the efficiency of ATM services, encouraging banks to expand their ATM networks and ensure customers are fairly charged.
I believe that the policy is to ensure that we have a more resilient financial sector. It's just to encourage those banks to ensure that they stock their ATM machine with funds so that customer can at any given time be able to withdraw money from the bank. And you also know that the POS machine is also having some very difficult implication on the ATM machine. What is playing out now is that every card holder will now want to do ATM transaction on their own bank. Like I said, the Central Bank of Nigeria is not just a bank of financial resources, it's also a bank of intellectuals. That is, we have different level of manpower, intellect at the level of the Central Bank. And I'm sure that this policy that has been unfolded must have undergone certain rigorous appraisals and analysis before it was brought about. So let's give them a trial. Let's see how far it will go.
According to the CBN, the fee adjustment is set to take effect from 1st of March 2025 and has charged financial institutions to comply with the new directives ahead of the implementation. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
The management and staff of Ondo State Radio Vision Corporation, Osrc, have appreciated the Director General of the Media Group, Mr. 14th Stevenson, for realizing the reconnection of the state media outfit to the national grid. The staff, who gave a rousing welcome upon the Director General's arrival at the office, said his commitment to revitalize the corporation matters at their hearts. Saeed Arabisala tells us more.
After running for over 2 decades, it's now time for a cease in fumes and the sounds of these generating sets which have powered the Ondo State Radio Vision Corporation for years. These developments follow the reconnection of the source of power for the state-owned broadcast outfits to the national grid, bringing to an end the over-reliance on diesel-powered generator for electricity. The situation is welcomed with joy by members of staff and management as they emerged from their offices to welcome the corporation's Director General, Kenneth Odushola Stevenson, with a say has kept to his promise. The media group was detached from the national grid in 2004, and the long wait for a reconnection is now finally over. Director of Engineering Services Femi Ayekomilogbo recounts the years of reliance on generators for the station's operation.
It is easy for us to be here now because the noise of the generator is not there. The generators are not making noise. Someone from Rita Bele called me this morning and he said, are we not on there? And I told him we're on there. He said, because it's a generator that used to wake him up every day. And I just told the person that, look, you better go and buy an alarm now. That henceforth, if you don't have an alarm, you'll be late for work. So we want to thank you very much. Starting from around 11 p.m. yesterday night, we started running all our systems, the 3 transmitters, and I mean television, Radio Orange, and Radio Alalaye on national grid. And up to now that we are still here, we are still on that particular grid.
For effectiveness, the reconnection to the national grid is placed on a dedicated line which guarantees constant power supply. The Director General, Odushola Stevenson, who was caught unaware by the welcoming party, said the milestone is a significant step towards improved service delivery to the public.
Once we have power and with alternative generator, at least we can plan ahead in terms of our content, in terms of our reach, and for more money to come. And if you remember my speech, I say people, products, and profit. You can't make profit where you have challenges and you spend all your money, buying diesel. And I figured that this was the first assignment. And I told Mr. Governor, whether you release money or not, I'm going to do it. Just give me approval.
Mr. Odushola Stevenson thanked Governor Aiyedatiwa for prioritizing the re-engineering of the state media outfits for efficiency.
I'm emotional, because in my own little corner of business, I know what it means to spend money on diesel. I know what it means to ration circumstances. So when we were able to, now that we're able to achieve it, it's to the glory of God and for the support of Mr. God. Next thing he said, Kenneth, look, go and put me on DSTV. I said, well, we are working on it and we are believing that before the end of this quarter, we should be able to achieve it. Already, we have 2 clients. They're already working on giving us transmitter. Because what we have here is 20-something years old. Yes. Working at less than 20% capacity. So we're already working on this whole thing. We just need turnaround, but we need the support of Mr. Governor. Because we can't do it. It's a state-owned project. Yes. So even if we have all the money in the world, if we don't get the approval, we can't do anything. But what I'm going to assure every one of us is the fact that as colleagues in this industry, we are either journalists or broadcaster or engineering or what have you, we are in this together as colleagues. Let's give ourselves support. We will see bigger things to come. The welfare of the people will be paramount. We spend money on other things right now to improve on the life of the people.
Out entered history books of the ever-evolving Ondo State Radiovision Corporation as management sets their focus on other areas of improvement. Sahid Arabisala, OSRC News.
Residents of Akure, the state capital, have raised alarm over the influx of destitute and beggars into the city. They said that the state capital is fast becoming a dumping ground for beggars and expressed fear over its unintended effects. OSRC's Abidemi Akinrotui reports.
A few months ago, efforts were made to eradicate alms begging in Akure, Ondo State capital, and it yielded results. However, there has now been a resurgence of street begging on the city, with beggars of all ages returning to their usual spots. They now have field days in the strategic locations, such as Old Garage, Metadol area, First Bank area, among others. Residents claimed that the beggars were brought into Akure by unknown individuals who abandoned them without providing any support. This development is now giving residents sleepless nights as they fear its consequences. They said the beggars have now constituted themselves a security threat and cause traffic gridlock, especially at the Old Garage area.
They will bring trailers of people to come and deposit in Ondo Stadium. When they deposit them, they will just come down, go to wherever they are like. Go to Araromi Street, go to Odojoka Street, go to high school. You see houses there. They have taken the place from the Yoruba people. Odokoyi, all of them like that. Hausa people have taken it over from Akure people. And we are not doing anything against it because the security is porous. Our security is very, very porous.
Every day, anybody, why
civil risky. Civil risky. This place is a congested area. As per the motorists, I mean. So when motors are coming, don't know, maybe the person is a learner or is an expert or a professional. So it's even risky for their life and it makes the whole town to be dirty.
They called for sustainable solutions to the influx of destitute and arms beggars.
There's no anybody that has power over them except government. And our government, they are seeing them every day yet. They are increasing every day by day. So it is only the government that can take care of them.
Nǹkan tó á pé wọ́n rí bì kan tán lè kó wọn sí àbí kán rí bì kan tán lè pámọ́lẹ̀tì wọn sí káwọn tó wá fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan kán lọ́wọ́ bá wọn bẹ̀.
I will advise the government to sit down. We have brains in Nigeria. We have brains. Look all over the world. Black people are leading, especially Nigerians. But if we are working for a country and some people sitting down in a place cutting about 29 million naira home every month, we would like to work. A professor, how much do a professor earn? So we should try as much as possible to support the practical education.
Observers say the influx of the destitute and beggars negates the urban renewal strategies of the state government and called for immediate actions. Abidemi Akinrotoye, Osrc News.
The Benin Owena River Basin Development Authority Stakeholders Forum Ekiti State Branch has called on President Bola Tinubu to split the authority or allow the headquarters be moved from Obayato in Edo State to Alambaka on the state. The Stakeholders Forum, which hinged their call on the incessant security threat posed to staff from Ondo and Ekiti states, also urged the National Assembly to consider the split of the authority. Osrc Salida Risala reports that the members of the Stakeholders Forum staged a protest to press home their demands.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights.
Members of the Benin Owena River Basin Development Authority Stakeholders Forum, Ekiti State Branch, occupied the main gate to the authority's office in Accra, Ondo State capital, carrying placards of various inscriptions which include Benin Owena River Basin Development Authority belongs to federal government, not Benin. Allow the new appointees to breathe.